It is reported, stated, said, or whatever that we only get 3% of our oil from Russia. 3%. Let that number sink in. 3%. And they're saying that this stuff with Russia is the cause for gas going up. We all know that when there's a war, something, whatever case may be, all right, gas goes up. Okay, cool. My first problem is, why the fuck are we importing oil from Russia? It's like, why? That part right there blows my entire mind. Why are we importing oil from Russia? And that goes back to this global economy, everything linked up, this, that, and the other. But again, if we produce our own oil, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we have oil platforms in the Gulf of Mexico. Mm-hmm. Why are we importing oil from Russia? Whatever. But we import oil from South America, the Middle East, and all these other places. So with that being said, I'm not understanding why this is affecting our gas prices. This pipeline that you're talking about, I was never a fan of the pipeline. From what little I've looked up on it. One, it's not good for the God damn it, for the land.
For the environment.
Yeah, for the environment. One, it's cutting through a lot of natural land that affects wildlife, people, and all this other stuff. The other thing about that is you also have to consider if it gets damaged at any part, you have to shut that pipeline down. Then you also have this environmental mess that you got to deal with. And you also have to worry about it affecting the wildlife. Will it be cheaper to use this pipeline to ship oil from Canada to here? Don't know. But it's going to cost billions of dollars. Who's going to pay for that? We're going to pay for that. What else are we bitching and complaining about? Taxes. So at what point do we say, hey, we need to chill? The other thing about it is, why are we still using fossil fuels as much as we are? We are at a point in technology to where we can find other alternatives, but this pipeline, if we have our own oil in this natural resources, oil in this country, why are we doing all of this mess? Like, it's just a environmental nightmare for some of this stuff. And all the smart people out there have stated all of the claims and the issues and all this other stuff. So it's like, why are we going forward with all this destructive stuff when we can find other ways? And then the other part of that is, you have people in the government, on people who are for the pipeline, people against the pipeline. They're fighting back and forth, but at the end of the day, do we really care about the environment to the point where we say, hey, you know what? We don't need this pipeline, because at the end of the day, when the environment is shot, the pipeline is not going to matter. It's just not going to matter.
True. You made very valid points. One thing I will say is there has been technology that would allow us to sustain ourselves without robbing ourselves at the same damn time.
Yeah.
Meaning there's an inventor who came up with an engine that ran off of ocean salt water. That's the one source that this planet has the most of.
I mean, that's debatable, because motherfuckers saying we run out of water. Literally.
But the point that I'm making here is there are other alternatives when it comes down to technology. But because of some of these big oil companies and people buying up those patents and then burying those patents, here's where we are. We're basically screwed when it comes down to these prices. You just have no other choice, damn near, but to pay them or go EV. And again, I think everybody's going to be running towards electric vehicles now. So that market is going to freaking explode. Hint, hint, buy your ass some stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Better yet, buy you some stocks in battery technology, because I got a feeling it's going through the roof. But when you have so many companies who want to suppress these newer inventions, or these inventions that are more environmentally safe, it screws everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the part of, where we're at right now, is by those companies doing that, they pretty much screwed everybody because of their own selfishness and greed. But we'll move on.
But before we move on,
Okay.